Good morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you are watching this feed. If you're new here, make sure you like our Facebook page, follow the page, and also this feed could also be viewed on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, create a YouTube account, and follow us. Busy day, the day that we've all been waiting for. The campaigns have done their part. Every candidate has done their part in conveying their message, letting us know about their experiences, what they ultimately, the vision that they have for the city of Brownsville. Early voting starts today, it runs through April 29th, and election day is on May the 3rd. Very, very important topics, very, very important issues are on the ballot. Let's not forget, Starbase is going to become its own city. We have the controversial issue of the venue and our city elections. We have the city at large races, the District 3 and District 4. Joining us today for early voting is Mike Rodriguez. Good morning, Mr. Rodriguez.
Hey, good morning, Frankie. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Today's the day. You and your opponents have done your part. How are you feeling up to early voting?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I got a group of supporters waiting for me to get some coffee and kind of give them direction of what to do for the rest of the day and the week. But overall, I mean, it's been a long, tiring 3 months. Pero we feel confident we did our part to get out there to reach the voters, and that's the most important. Now we got to reach them again to get them out and vote.
And that's the tough thing, because again, y'all have done your part. Now it falls on us, the constituents, the voters. We have seen normally how there's been low voter turnout throughout previous May elections. Once again, what is one thing that you've been hearing from your constituents in District 4?
Well, I mean, the main topic you always hear are the roads and the drainage. That is, and I think that's in every district and in every race, right? I ran in 2019, 6 years ago, and they wanted the same thing. What I'm trying to get to them is, okay, that's my main concern too. My tires get messed up as well, just like yours. How are we going to get there? We need to increase our monetary intake, streamline the business process, open up more businesses, collect on that sales tax revenue so we can have a bigger budget to more readily be able to fix roads that are in need of repair. And we're 10. I was at 10. I mean, I had a commissioner tell me we're 36 years behind on fixing roads. So it's not going to be something that's going to be done tomorrow. It's something that we need to address, but it's in a long haul. Like Jason Moody said, I mean, we need that 20-year plan. And that's where my goal is for the long haul, not just in the short term. The short term is patching up the streets. The long haul is to actually get in there and fix them. And I do, like on your show and overall, I hear a lot of complaints like, oh, International, that's a state highway. I mean, they're redoing the whole thing. And International, that's a state highway. A lot of these roads, Alton Lower, 802, Boca Chica, they're all state highways that we haven't really, that we have no say so as a city into what they get addressed.
And you make a great point, because it seems as if the same issues are always coming about. It would be important for you going in to have that a strategic plan, such as Mr. Moody alluded to, where you follow up on the projects. I think that's one thing that has been plaguing us for some time.
Well, I mean, like the city has to, like I said last time on your show, and in business they teach you to do the SWOT analysis, and that's the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, what are our strengths? I mean that we're close to the beach, we're close to rocket launches. We have a zoo. We're close to Mexico. I mean, those are strengths that we have a port. Where are the opportunities? I think the opportunities could be with Elon Musk wanting to have more rocket launches. Okay, how can we draw on that tourism? How can we draw it into Brownsville? Because if you really look at the tourism, it undercuts us. People driving in take Highway 100 to the island. People coming from Mexico go to Playa Bagdad, and the island and Playa Bagdad are extremely full. But where does Brownsville fall into that? So how can we capitalize off that? Um, as far as like our weaknesses, well, the weaknesses is I believe that yeah, we don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the roads, the attractions. You drive into Brownsville, you see the tall grass. When you're driving into the McAllen area, they don't have that. I was glad to hear that our mayor earlier, about a month ago, said that we're going to start cutting the grass, because that's TXDOT, right? TXDOT, they do the grass maintenance on the expressway, but they do it quarterly, so once every 3 months they'll come out and do it. So the mayor was talking about, let's get that in between, let's cut it ourselves one other time, which I think would as a city we will greatly benefit from it, because it's all perceived value. You go to McAllen, you perceive it to be nice and looking, everything clean. You give it more of a value to it than when you come to Brownsville, high grass, dirty. It's like, okay, it's kind of like the mall and the Pulga, right? So, I mean, you buy something at the mall, like, okay, it's worth that price tag. You go to the Pulga, you're going to haggle with it. You're like, I don't know, can I get it cheaper? Because I don't think it's worth it to spend that much money. So, and it's all on perceived. The way you perceive it, what value do you give it? And it's all on looks, man. It's all on looks, how you look.
And that's the difficult thing, because again, Brownsville is very unique. We are the only city that has a zoo, ports, SpaceX are rich in culture. The difference is, or the important thing is, how are we going to market and bring that money down to Brownsville? Could a venue help? Could marketing help? Yes, sir.
And that's you hit it right there. That, and I've been speaking on this, and I think I've heard other politicians as well, or candidates, that we have a marketing problem. I have a marketing background, right? Business administration with an emphasis in marketing. So we do have a marketing problem. We just got done with Semana Santa. So the malls weren't as packed as they, I mean, I come from a history of being at the mall since 2000 when they remodeled it. The malls were always packed. So we've been losing traction, especially with our Monterrey buyers. And so instead of them coming over, say the whole 2 weeks, maybe they're hitting us just the last weekend. And so we're losing a lot of revenue, a lot of sales tax revenue there. And we got to see how we can attract them. I'm glad the zoo is getting revamped. I mean, I go to the zoo all the time. I have a membership, yearly membership for my family, and we always go. But I'm glad they're getting revamped, because I've gone to the Houston Zoo. It's totally different. I mean, yeah, you see pictures of other zoos, and it's updated, totally different. I remember when we even had polar bears. So when I was a little young, but the zoo's another thing. You go to the zoo, it's the same cup that they sell you right now than they sold me when I was 5 years old and went on a field trip to the zoo. So all those, like I'm a real sucker to buy things just because, oh yeah, it's a new. I go to the Astros. I go to every Astros opening day game. That's a tradition we have, and they give you a brand new cup so you can buy it, and that's something that sometimes we lack as well. I mean, that's one big aspect. I always gone to the zoo. We always buy soft drinks, and it's always like, man, I tell my wife it's the same cup. So from what I can remember when I was like 4 or 5, and it's been the same one. It hasn't changed. So I think Brownsville does have a marketing problem keeping up with that.
And again, we have everything. McAllen would die to have a zoo, would die to have SpaceX. So it's going to be very, very important. What's your again? Just to remind people, people today, early voting starts
Right now, go
right,
vote.
right now. Actually, if you're on your way, make sure you let us know. But you can go to Central Library, the library in Southmost, and I'm missing somewhere.
We got the Good Shepherd here in Morrison,
Okay.
the library in Southwood, library in Central. We have courthouse on downtown, and I believe over here on Cameron Park. We should have another one over here in Cameron Park. I'm forgetting the location name.
Centro Cultural.
Yeah, I think it's a Centro Cultural, yes.
I believe it's a Centro Cultural. And I believe, the interesting thing also for this is getting the voter out. So again, if you need a ride, if you need to speak to the candidates one last time to make your decision, make sure you reach out to Mike Rodriguez. Make sure you reach out to those individuals in their perspective races. Again, it's very hard for us to get people out to come out and vote, and it's going to be very, very important for us to do so and try as much as possible to stress the importance of doing so.
Hey man, we're gonna start the pitada over here in Morrison. No, over here in Alton Glory. On Alton Glory, we have parking right in front of my house, so I think Alton Glory is a perfect spot, man, for that. For the pitada. Si es que ganan los Cowboys, right? But you're right about getting them out to vote. I mean, that's a funny story. Last week, I had a customer, and he was asking me about the process on voting, and he was like, "How many people vote for the mayor?" I said, "About 5,000." About 5,000. If you get 5,000 votes, you have a strong chance of winning. Very, very highly likelihood that you'll win. He's like, "Wow, I'm a resident here. I come from Matamoros, but in Matamoros, I mean, for the alcalde to win, he needs 100,000 votes. And over here, I mean, 5,000 will give you the mayor. So it is a big problem. Just in my district right here in November, we had 15,000 people vote in the presidential elections, right? Traditionally for our elections, 1,600. That's what's going to be out there. Right now, with 4 people running and I think 4 strong candidates, I mean, we'll probably, and I think I have a lot to do with it. I'll bring out new voters that traditionally, mi gente, mi raza, that they'll be like, yo no voy a votar por nadie, pero for you, Mike, I'm going. So I think we will probably be over the 2,000 voter mark. Pero sí, I mean, even 2,000 is not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot. You're talking about 15% maybe of what voted in November. I mean, just 5 months ago. So we do need to bring that out.
And the important thing is that candidates, they win their election in early voting. We, depending if it's close, of course, but it's very important for the candidates themselves also to really motivate the people because we see how in previous races, again, unless it's a very tight race, usually the candidate wins elections in early voting because we see that a lot of people, we do have those people that wait until election day to go cast their ballot.
Well, I mean, you always have the traditional voter, right, that wants to wait, and I try to convince them. I say, look, man, just yesterday we had a bunch of rain, a lot of rain coming down. Said, you wait on a Saturday, May 3rd, it could be that we get a storm. It could be that your car breaks down. It could be that you get sick that day. You wake up sick, and you can't make it out to the ballot box. And I'll tell you one thing: one vote, you might say, one vote. Guess one vote. One vote is a lot. In these races, in the municipality races, especially the district ones, one vote, bro. I mean, that counts a lot because there's, like we said, 1,500 vote, maybe 2,000 will get there. So I mean, one vote can really make the difference. Especially, I have customers and people I know that say, "Oh, mijo, pues yo soy residente y no puedo votar." Best of luck. I said, "Man, don't give up too easy. Tienes una
You know someone.
Tienes un vecino, tienes a who do you know that you can pues está mi hijo, él puede votar, ahí está, y su novia, la familia de la novia, bueno, no, ya me estás but if we put a little bit of thought into it. I just got off the phone earlier with a buddy of mine. He's like, "Hey man, I'm on my way to vote for you," and I said, "Hey buddy, I don't believe I'm going to come out on your ballot, pero it's always good to go vote." And I explained to him where the district lines were. So he's like, "You know what? I have a buddy that falls into your district. I'm going to invite him for breakfast and take him out with me to vote." So that's how we're going to win. That is how we're going to win. Because if you don't do that, if you just give up and, pues I can't vote for you anymore. No. There's other ways you can help. Yeah, you can hold up signs and all that. And you're not going to see me too much out there holding up a sign because I'm going to be out getting out the people, hitting up the strong support that we already received with a block walking, because you organize them with strong support, somewhat support, undecided. So the strong support, I'm going to go hit them up right now. If they need a ride, call me up. If anybody needs a ride, you can call me up and I'll go, or I'll try and send somebody to help you with that. Pero see, man, I mean, right now it's crunch time. We're already in it. We're in the game already. The game started, so we gotta go get it.
Yeah, all that hard work is finally coming into fruition, and you're gonna need to depend on your team and those individuals, those supporters that said, "You know what, we're gonna come out and vote for you, and we're gonna bring our families out to vote." Me personally, I like early voting. I'll probably go on Friday. That way I can take a group with me. But I usually vote early. I hate to wait at the last minute. Again, something could always happen. But again, there are those voters, Mike. There are those voters that say, "You know what? I still don't have as much information as I would like to vote for a particular candidate, or even the venue, our particular issue." What's your take on your message? What are your 3 points that you want the voter to know when they walk in and they vote for District 4?
Well, I mean, what I really wanted to know or ask of their candidates is, what have you done when it wasn't your job to do? Right now we get our elected officials say, "I fix this road, I fix that. That's great. I expected you to do that. That's your job. That's what we're paying you $24,000 to do. So yeah, I'm glad you did your job. But what have you done? I mean, there's a lot of aspects. I mean, we talked about last time about our crime going up, and I sent you the stats on that. Burglaries, robberies, vehicle thefts, murders, all going up, and we have one police officer for every 1,000 residents. National average is 2. We should be at 2 at least, if not 3. But we don't have funds for that. So when people ask for your vote, ask, how can I trust you that you're going to do what you are promising me? Me, I've always been involved with the community. I've always given back. Pandemic hit, I got involved helping out small businesses, especially the non-English speaking, filling out their PPP application, then helping them fill out their loan forgiveness. And I was able to secure over $2.5 million in funding for small businesses, so they could keep. That wasn't for them to keep and go buy a new car. That was for them to keep employees on payroll and getting paid while everything was shut down. So that helped tremendously everybody in Brownsville, especially those, I believe it was 42 small businesses that I helped. I mean, did you step up when it mattered most and didn't ask for a single dime? People were asking, all these companies online, especially online, they were asking for 20% of the loan amount. I didn't ask for a single penny. I did it all just because I love Brownsville. It was the pandemics. It was uncertain times. So how did we step up? How did we become leaders and helped out, right? So I have when people ask me why are you running, and I always joke. The first thing I joked to them, I said, "Oh, it's because I think I'm Batman, and I still think I can save the city." But I said, "No." But in all reality, I mean, it's for our children, our future. I see my kids, and I want something better for them. That's the only reason, really, that I'm really running, because I know I can help the city. Because when you come in with a good heart and good intentions and no agenda, last time, what's your agenda? My agenda, children. I always want to help out because they're our future. And if we instill in them good values, then they're gonna want to help out as well. So I can only be there 4 years, and then another 4 years if I get reelected. If I get elected 4 years, and another 4 years. So what can we do in those 8 years to better prepare the next generation? And then I'll be out, and I'll be always helping from the sidelines, kind of like you and Erasmo were, and I would come on the shows with you guys. But yeah, I mean, what do I want to do? Implement the small. I want to implement a small business task force. We have many task force. I feel like the small businesses have been neglected, and we have a hard time opening something for Brownsville. We're investing our money in Brownsville. We're coming in and we're throwing thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, into Brownsville to try and get something going. And when they tell you no, or we'll get to that next week. Next week, my money's tied up today, right now. How can we improve on that? How can we make it a faster process so Brownsville can also benefit? They open up faster. We get the sales tax revenue. I had another customer. She opened up a Mariscos, and where she was opening up the previous location, the restaurant was a Mariscos place. So all she's gonna do is basically change the name and open up her own Mariscos, same kitchen, same location, same everything. So when she goes in, they tell her, you know what? It doesn't pass inspection. How can I not pass inspection? It literally 3 weeks ago, it was open for Mariscos. They closed. I come in, and I'm not changing anything. I just want to be open for Mariscos. The same thing. And they told her, well, it's because the building codes changed, and now you need more kitchen space. So I'm like, but it was already open for Mariscos. I'm like, yeah, but that one was grandfathered in. Well, I don't believe we should grandfather in a business. We should grandfather in the building, if that's the case. Because now we have to, okay, I wasn't counting on that expansion. I wasn't counting, I already gave down my down payments because I'm just going off, it was already Mariscos, right? So it was Mariscos, and now I got to do all this remodel. And she did it, but it took 3 more months to open, and an extra added expense to make those extra 10 feet that she needed, I think 10 by 10, that she needed more, 100 square feet. So that's one thing that we got to look at in the permitting process. Another thing with the permitting process, I don't know if you know this, frankly, I went in person. I said, ma'am, I have a few questions. I said, well, son, scan the QR code, ask them online, and then we'll respond to you. And I said, but ma'am, I'm here in person. Like, you see me, pero you have to scan the QR code. That's our process, and then we'll respond to you. Or if you need to come in, we'll set you up an appointment so you can come in. I said, ma'am, but I'm already here in person, and you're already giving me customer service. Like, I just have a few questions. Why can't we just have a normal conversation? We're not in COVID no more. And that app, that I think someone like my dad's going on 75 years old, has funds to, he wants to maybe construct a house. He's going to go, and he's just going to not even try. He's like, I have to do what? Scan what? I don't even know what that is. I don't even take pictures with my phone. So he's just going to walk down the stairs and say, no, I'm not doing that. So not only does it cost us $1 million to maintain a year, I think it's losing us revenue because it's dissuading people. It dissuaded me. I didn't even ask the question. I'm like, you know what? I'm not asking that. I was here in person. You can't answer it in person. And the lady was super nice. She wasn't rude to me. She was. So that's not the case. It's not the customer service. It's just that the fact that why do I have to scan it if I'm already here in person? Like, we're not in COVID times. Brownsville needs to be open for business. Let's implement a small business task force. We have task force for tourism. We have task force for the youth. We have task force for everything and anything. I mean, LGBTQ. We have a bunch of task force, but I feel we're missing that small business task force. And if you ask around, ask any small business, it's just the same story recycled over. I had trouble. And so, we need to do something with that so Brownsville can benefit from the sales tax revenue. Let's be open for business. Let's create more jobs. Let's bring in the sales tax revenue. Let's do it, man.
And if we could just imagine the amount of resources that the city of Brownsville would gain from opening up shop by being business friendly. We hear, time in and time out of individuals trying to establish in Brownsville. For whatever reason, it doesn't work out. And we hear that they travel to northern Cameron County or to Hidalgo County, which ultimately, benefits them. And we are ultimately losing. I think it's very important. And I really like what you say in regards to treating this position as a business. You should run a city. You should run or a candidate should be measured based on their merits. What did you promise going into this race, and what have you done? I think it's very important for us because, again, we have our typical politicians that stay in power and don't produce ultimately, and that's what we want. We want somebody that is going to be producing for the city of Brownsville.
I believe they might have some things, a task force for the environment. I mean, we do. If you look at the Brownsville webpage, there's about 40 task force, and BCAC might be considered one of the task force for small businesses, but I feel they don't really. I feel that they don't really concentrate on the small business. It was more concentrating on the downtown area. I'm glad they started giving some of their funds to parks. So parks that have been getting upgrades, especially with the lights, through a lot of these grants from BCAC. That's another problem, frankly. And going off topic and just going on all these boards, PUB, the top three, right? You know which ones are the big three. The big three is GBIC, BCAC, and PUB. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to get appointed to those. But these three entities deal with taxpayer money, right? So they're wheeling and dealing with our money, with our taxpayer money. So when you elect a city commissioner, they appoint, and you have to get a consensus of a little bit or 3 other votes, but they appoint board members to PUB. They appoint board members to GBIC, BCAC. Let's vote on it. Let's change that. Why do I have a say so who gets to be on PUB? Let the city vote on it. Because at the end of the day, the city's the one that needs answers, and they need an answer to them. Where's their TANASCA funds? Why is a lot of the money just going straight to the downtown buildings when there's small businesses throughout the whole city? So, and I started looking at the charter to see how we can amend, and instead of appointing, let's try and have elections for those board members. Why not? Well, why do I get to appoint someone to PUB? Let's let the public decide. I mean, if you're on PUB right now, what have you done for us at PUB? Give us some proof. Give us some receipts. I mean, these elections, have consequences. And when 1,500, when someone wins by 100 votes and they win 600 votes total, then they appoint. It's a lot of consequences for the whole city, not just one seat, right? You have your appointments, and all the boards that the city runs goes through appointments by the city commission. They
You make
all
a I'm sorry, you make a great point, because those individuals are very powerful, probably even just as powerful as the city commission.
yeah.
GBIC, BCIC, they control millions and millions of dollars.
Mhm.
And the history that we have seen, and the reason why many small business owners um, object to this, is because we see that only a few prominent families, people, business owners centrally located downtown are the only recipients of this. Uh, you make a valid point in regards to the people. Why don't we give the people? Why don't we give the people the chance to elect? What bothers me ever since this Tanasca fiasco kind of um,
And we could
came into
refund
the,
like what, $80 or $100, and then they started giving the resaca fee now and getting the money back in other little fees.
it's a slap in the face. It really is a slap in the face. And whenever you ask these politicians and say, hey, make us whole again, they're like, what do you mean make you whole? We already did. We already gave you credit. It's kind of like, whoa, what? That's all we got for, but again, that's the typical politician mentality
Well,
of
I mean,
here you go, be quiet, be satisfied that I gave you something.
it's funny because I'm seeing comments right about the venue, right? And we're not talking about the venue, but they're up in arms because the venue wants to be 130 million, 200 million. Tanasca was 130 million, and it was just Brownsville. Where is it? What happened? No answers. Nobody has ever given you answers. So if we're not going to receive answers, then that's fine. But let us be culpable of electing those people in charge, right? If we elected you y nos saliste mal, nos transeaste, pues ni modo, we elected you. But when they get appointed, when it's an appointment to a board, when the people of Brownsville didn't have a voice in it, really, and nobody tells us where the funds are at, and it's 130 million, it's like, and now we're complaining que el venue, que todo eso, and I get it. I do get it. It's going to cost money, but it's going to cost the whole county money. This PUB, Tanasca, it cost Brownsville 130 million. And we got, what, an $80 credit for it? And who answers? Nobody. Who's on the PUB board? Ask them right now. Can we see receipts? Can we see funds? We can't see anything. They don't tell us anything. They won't tell us ever. I don't believe they'll ever tell us anything. If I get elected, I'll try to go and see what I can find out. But I think that's one thing that we need to change. It's a powerful entity, PUB. And it's the only one in Brownsville, right? It has a monopoly. Let's at least give us the option to vote on the board members. Then don't so they can answer to us now. Because right now they're not answering to anybody. Right now it's like, my commissioner appointed me, so I don't have to answer to you. So I mean, those are little things that we need to think about as a city, and we need to speak up on it too. We gotta come out and we gotta. This is not right. And it's not just one thing; it's a whole lot of things. But it's a whole lot of things because we keep electing the same people, the same politicians. Those are politicians. And I guarantee you, they don't know more about anything than me. Are they more informed about some policies? Are they more informed about the ongoings of the city? Yeah, because they're already in there, 1,000%. They get reports. They have access to it, but they're not smarter than me. I guarantee you that much. They're not going to work harder than me for you guys. I guarantee you that much. I have a track record of working for the people without expecting anything in return. And when I ran in 2019, they weren't getting paid. I mean, the commissioners were getting paid $100. So you got to ask, why were they throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars to a position that was going to pay you $100 a meeting? Now they pay 24,000, but we need to change. We need to start putting in regular, good people, hardworking people that have a track record of doing good for the community. You know, and I'm that person, seriously. And you know me, Frankie. You know what I've done. I mean, I am that person. Family man. That's my biggest accomplishment. I'm a family man, and that's what I'm the most proud of. My family, my children, my wife. You know that my wife actually, babe. We spoke about it, babe. But what do you think? I'm gonna run again. I'm with you 100%. I know you're gonna do good. She even tells me I'm the smartest person she knows. I know she's lying, but she even me avienta porras. Me said, "No, you're the smartest person I know. I mean, go for it." But we do need change, Frankie. We do need change, and today it starts right now. Right now is when it starts.
Again, early voting starts today, April 22nd, runs through April 29th. Election day is May the 3rd. Mike Rodriguez, thank you so much for your time, sir. I know you're going to be beyond busy these next 2 weeks. We wish you the best of luck, sir.
Yes, sir. I do have a little group that I'm meeting with for coffee, and I was holding off on the coffee, so I need my coffee as well, and so we can get some direction of where we're gonna go, guys. If I can earn your vote, I would greatly appreciate it. But your vote is private. Nobody will find out who you vote for. You can tell me, you can tell somebody else you're voting for them, and then change your mind at the ballot. There is a list that comes out, just so everybody is well aware. There's a list that comes out with your name if you voted already. If you already voted, tomorrow in the morning we'll have the list, and that list helps us because we won't call you again. If you haven't voted, my friends, my supporters, we have a group of people that we're calling that already supported us, that just told us, remind us. And we will be reminding people that to get out and vote. And there is a list that comes out, and we'll check you off the list if you already voted. But we won't know who you voted for. So I mean, it's very important that you do go out and vote. It's for the future of our children. I mean, literally, it's for them. The mistakes that we do today affect them tomorrow. So let's correct those. Let's take the steps to come through for our children. Thank you so much, man. I'm headed to Abel's Cafe. That's where I have the guys waiting for me and ready for the game plan. So,
Mike Rodriguez, candidate for District 4. Thank you so much, Mike, and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Again, the decisions that we make in the ballots are ultimately going to affect our daily lives. Whoever we vote on for the city commission is going to impact us in some sort of way. The city of Brownsville, we're fortunate that the city of Brownsville is a very unique city. But even though we have been a unique city, we keep on having the same old issues that plague us. Our drainage. We feel as if small business owners haven't been addressed. How can we help small businesses and not just those downtown? We have the venue, the controversial issue on the venue. Will it pass? This is the third time that it is on the ballot. We have candidates for District 3, Gustavo de Leon, Denise Chavez, and Corina Barraza. District 4, we have Michael Rodriguez, Pedro Cárdenas, and Louis Tijerina. For at large, we have Mr. Jason Moody, an individual that has a marketing background, and he has a 20-year marketing strategy for the city of Brownsville that is going to take the city into the new age, which is advertising to the world. Again, We're very unique. International bridges, a port, a zoo, beaches, rich in cultural history, and SpaceX. Mr. Moody has promised to do that. Along with Mr. Moody, there is Nurit Galansky, Alejandro Garcia, and Roy de los Santos. Early voting starts today. Go make sure you stop by the Central Library. Make sure you stop by Centro Cultural. Make sure you stop by the public library on Southmost as well. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Make sure you go out and vote. If you need a ride, if you aren't sure on who to vote for, maybe we can put you in contact with these candidates. If you have a last minute question that you might have in regards to their position, their ideas, their experience, we could facilitate that. These races are very, very important. Why? Because in a city of 200,000 on paper, more like 250, 275 in reality, only 8% of those 200,000 go out to vote on paper. So can you imagine of a city of Brownsville that has a budget of $130 million only getting 3,000 people to select a commissioner for a district, or less than 5,000 people voting for a mayor, as we saw with Commissioner John Cowan? And every vote counts. We saw that firsthand. The most recent one was Minerva Peña and Marisa Leal at BISD. I believe there was an 11 vote count for one candidate for Miss Peña, and then after the recount, they found out that no, it was certain amount of votes for the other candidate. So again, every vote counts. The candidates have done their part. Now it's time for us to perform our civic duty. And there's nothing greater in the world to have the liberty to be opinionated. We can choose what religion we want. We can choose our sexual preference. We can choose to criticize our local and federal representatives. And the most important one, we can vote. We live in a democratic society. And by us not participating, by us not voting, we are pretty much disrespecting those men and women that served and gave their life for us. That's the beauty of living in the good US of A. Again, me personally, I will be waiting until Friday. I am a bit busy these coming days, working elections, but the important thing is, no matter what day you go, make sure you go out and vote. Some people like to go during early voting. Some like to avoid the lines. Some people, and I think I've done this in previous years, some people like to wait on election day. They like to wait in long lines. They like to experience it and take it all in. I don't care what day you go out to vote, but please, please, please go out to vote. Encourage your friends and family to do so. If you need a ride, call us. If you need a ride, reach out. If you need a ride, call the candidates. That's always very, very important. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Short show today. We're going to keep it short and sweet for this upcoming week. That way we can encourage other people to go out and vote. This is the biggest honor that we have living in this great country of being able to vote for our local representatives. And the city of Brownsville is in dire need of change. We do need somebody. We do need people on the city commission that are going to take us over the top. Me personally, I've always had a vision for the city of Brownsville. I want the city of Brownsville to be that city on a hill. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that. We have seen the likes of McAllen, and people say, why do you compare us to McAllen? Well, look how they've been thriving economically. Look how they've been doing so great. Wow, it feels as if Browns was still stagnant. That is the marker. That is the, you know, what we should be measuring ourselves to. So these individuals, for their respective races, District 3, District 4, and at large, will have an impact in our daily lives. Ortega says, go out and vote. It's time. It's time to change Brownsville. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, the first day of early voting. It runs all the way to April 29th. Election day is May the 3rd. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Make sure you tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. We could be streamed on Facebook and YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Same Batman time, same Batman hour. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Go vote. Hope to see you when I see you. Peace.